Hey, welcome to my channel. I just thought I would start out with my first video explaining like one of the biggest things that's happened in my life. That was so you guys can know why I am the way I am and you can know a little bit more about me. So, hi, I'm Alyssa and I'm a 22-year-old stroke survivor. Now I know what you're saying, wow, you're way too young. But wait, it gets better. It happened to me when I was 7. Story leading up to it, we were up camping in our usual spot in Cadillac, which you guys don't know this yet, but I'm from Michigan. But we were up camping. We did like a family thing with my mom's side every year where we go for a week and just have like a blast and everything. All the cousins would get together and all the aunts and uncles and all that would just have a grand old time. But I ended up getting super sick early on into the trip and we just thought I had the flu. Now remind you, this was back in 2005 before like medicine was like really like cultivated. I don't know if that's the correct term to use, but like it's not where it's at. It wasn't where it's at today. So yeah, got super sick. The doctors misdiagnosed me. They missed it, turns out. It wasn't their fault because they just didn't know. They didn't have the tools and technology to do this stuff. But, so they sent me back to my camper. Everything was going okay. It was alright. Like, I was just really sick and we just thought I had the fever, so I was gonna break it and everything. And then everyone in my family besides my dad, my uncle, and me took off to go shopping somewhere. I don't know, there must have been like shops or something. But I ended up like just not feeling good, so I stood up in my trailer, and then as soon as I stood up, I went down hard. Luckily my dad was in the trailer at the time, and it just ended up like, he ended up doing CPR on me. I regained consciousness not knowing what happened because I was 7 and I was totally out of it. My dad was panicking, like trying to get me like ready to like run me to the hospital. Like scooped me up and then brought me outside, like screamed for my uncle, and we got in the truck and just took off because it would have taken too long for an ambulance to like make it to the campsite and then find where we were at, because we were staying at like a state campground and like those are huge up here in Michigan. So yeah, we end up zooming over to the hospital. They run me in. I instantly get brought back and I'm not even like realizing what's happened and all that. Doctors are running a bunch of tests on me and everything. I can't really remember much, but I do remember specifically looking at my dad and having like, he was bawling his eyes out, like freaking out, which is understandable because any parent would be doing this. But then they decide I'm too critical. I need to get aerometed from Cadillac down to Grand Rapids, which is where I'm from. Because we have the medical mile, and it's like one of the top-notch programs in like, I guess the US. So I get aerometed down there. I'm all by myself because they wouldn't let my parents ride with me because there was no room. There was pilot, doctor, nurse on like the chopper, and then like me, which I don't remember much of the flight because I like knocked out because I was so weak from whatever was going on with me. So we end up at the hospital in downtown Grand Rapids, and that first night I literally cannot remember anything. I guess my grandparents were there to stay with me because my parents were up in Cadillac trying to pack up the trailer as fast as they could and then bum rush it back down here. And if you guys don't know where Cadillac is at in terms of Grand Rapids, it's like a 2-hour drive. But with a trailer, it's like 2.5 because you're pulling extra weight. But anyway, So I ended up spending 2.5 weeks in the PICU at, it was called Butterworth, but it was like, I don't know, it's changed like a lot of names and everything. But anyway, so I ended up spending 2.5 weeks on the PICU floor. I was diagnosed with myocarditis, which if you don't know what that is, you can look it up because it's really hard to explain and I don't feel like explaining it. And yeah, they didn't expect me to make it through the first night. While I was down there, we didn't realize the severity of what had happened to me. And it's rough, but I'm still here, so that's something. But yes, in those 2.5 weeks, I ended up going to like 3rd-degree heart block. Like I had to have like a stent put in, like the whole shebang. They were trying everything in their power that way so I wouldn't have a stroke or I wouldn't throw blood clots. But the following Friday night, because I think I came in on like a Monday or Tuesday, I don't know. It's all a blur, but the following Friday night, I was talking to my parents, telling them what I wanted from McDonald's, because, like, your girl loves a McFlurry, and all of a sudden, I just went down again. Doctors, nurses, the whole shebang, like, rushed in. And then the next morning I woke up and I could not see out of my left eye and I could not like raise my right side. I ended up throwing 2 blood clots, one to the left eye, which means I lost all my central vision. I literally like cannot see out of it. It follows and everything, but yeah, I can't see. And then I ended up throwing one to the left side of my brain, which if you don't know, the left side of your brain controls the right side of your body and then vice versa. So I ended up doing that. I guess I resorted back to like 3-year-old behavior because your mind is just trying to like protect like yourself from the trauma and everything. And it's like, it's literally one of the most bizarre, I don't even know how to explain it. But like, so I went like 2 days without telling anybody that I couldn't see on my left eye because I thought it was just like a fluke. Like I thought I was gonna come back, but it turns out it did. So yeah, and I ended up telling the doctors and everything. I was like, I can't see out of my left eye. But I didn't say bitch because I was 7 years old. And so they ran like a bunch of tests on me and all that. And they're like, oh, like, she lost her vision. Like, there's nothing that we can do about this. And then like, regarding my right side and everything, like, it was gonna be a lot of physical therapy and everything, and I'm still not back to normal on my right side. Like, the signal to my brain to like my arm and my fingertips and my ankle and everything are just like so distorted. Like, it makes sense in my head, but it won't send the signal down to my like body parts. So yeah, you guys are probably going to see that a lot on this channel. Just a heads up, like, I just want to be upfront and open because I just don't want the hate comments, you know, like, oh, what the fuck is wrong with her and all that. I had a stroke. It happens. Life happens, hate to tell you. Wow, that sounded really bitter, but it's okay. I'm fine. I'm doing great. Besides this whole pandemic thing, but yeah, I ended up having my stroke, and then I was seeing like 8 doctors at one point due to all of this, but I'm happy to report that I'm happy and healthy. I do have some residual effects from my stroke, but I tend to not let those slow me down. if somebody tells me I can't do something, it really pisses me off, and so I will try everything in my power to do that thing. Sometimes I just physically can't, and that's okay. I just have to take the L and then just move on. But I'm gonna try everything in my power to figure out a different way to do things. I've had a lot of people just come up to me on the street and ask me what's wrong, like, why are you like this? And just a reminder, it is not okay. If somebody cannot fix something in 30 seconds, do not mention it. There are certain ways that you can come up and ask me if I'm alright, but that is not the way to do it. And I hate to tell anybody that, but just some awareness. If you guys have any questions or anything, I'm happy to answer them, because I am a big like advocate for this kind of stuff since it did happen to me. But there's a time and a place for everything. Anyway, so I ended up finishing out like my stay at the hospital and everything. They finally let me go home. I had like a bunch of stuff that I had to face like moving forward and everything, but they felt safe enough to send me home, which I was thankful, because 2.5 weeks in a hospital is no joke. Like, you literally can't get any sleep. None whatsoever. They come in and check on you and like run blood pressure tests and all that, which I'm all like, oh my god, I just want to sleep. Like, you have no idea how tired I am. But everyone on the staff was super helpful, and I'm so grateful for whoever helped me in that time. I mean, I'm coming up on my 15th anniversary of this happening, and yeah, it's definitely been a journey, but it's made me who I am today, and I'm super glad about that. If I can help spread some positivity out of something that happened to me that was so dark, like, yeah, I'm game for it. Well, if you guys like this video, hit that subscribe button. There'll be more to come. This is just an intro video. I just wanted to get my story out there because it is a big part of me, and you guys are gonna see it in videos, so I'd rather address it first than having to deal with like all the questions and all that. So if you want to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, it's Alyssa_Stearns, and I will see you next week.